we need to explore with our curiosity and have so much fun while we're here.
Is it all supposed to be play eventually, or is it how do those two messages work together?
Yeah, so it's really changing your perspective of things. And he's showing me waves. It's being in flow with waves. So you can be in flow with the wave, and all of the waves are going to come up and they're going to build and build and build and build. And eventually, yes, they will crash and come down. But if you're in flow with it and you understand cycles, then you can use this to your advantage, or you can understand, yes, I might feel this way sometimes, but if I feel this way now, then it's a cycle and I will feel better soon. Or I know that I'll feel better tomorrow because this is my cycle. This is my wave that I'm in. And you can start to flow with the wave and understand, yes, some days you need rest. Some days you need to go inward. Some days you'll have so much energy. They'll be great and you'll be so excited. So, how can you bring your nervous system into balance while you're going through the cycle, while you're riding your own waves?
And how can we bring our nervous system into balance?
Coming back to self, finding things that we enjoy doing, even when life gets hard, and then just really trusting. I know this is something that Ceirra struggled with lately, just stepping back, surrendering, and trusting. And you're told that all the time. And yes, that this is, we can tell you as guides all day long to trust and step back, but it's something you have to begin to actually experience. And the more experience that you have, the more times where your wave crashes, but you come up on out onto the other side and you realize, okay, that wasn't that bad. I can get up, I can continue. I'm ready to surf another wave. I can go play with more dolphins and have fun and be in flow. Then it really allows you to build this trusting, loving relationship with the universe and this world that you're in.
Now, yesterday when I was in one of my waves and I just kept on getting surrender. Now, is surrender a place we want to be, or surrender as if I mean, when you look at that word from a human level, surrender means that like something else is conquering you. But I don't really feel like that's what they meant when they were telling me to surrender. Can you give me more understanding of that word and what, you guys mean when you say surrender?
If you surrender to your spirit, to your divinity, that's much different than surrendering from a victim mentality or a victim mindset. So when you're surrendering to your divinity, you're just trusting that there's a greater plan in place. Whereas if you had an enemy that you were surrendering to, you that is more a form of powerlessness and a form of giving your power away to something less than you. But if you're surrendering to your own divinity, you're not giving your power away to something other than you. You're giving your power away to the highest version of yourself. So it's not actually that you're giving your power away, it's that you're trusting that there's a higher version of you that has a greater plan for you. So you're surrendering to the highest version of yourself.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. I can see how you're like a victim. Yeah, for sure. Because you're taught never surrender, in this world. Nobody likes a quitter, all these things. But it's like, no, you're just surrendering to the nature of the balance of the rhythm of it all. And just, it's okay.
Yeah, and they're saying that when that wave comes crashing down in these cycles, it's okay. It's beautiful to just cry your eyes out because that water is emotion that's just being cleansed from your system. They're showing me that water represents emotion and intuition, and it's also very, very cleansing. So you're just getting rid and cleansing your energy body of all of that emotion of that last cycle that you just went through.
Why do you feel like, I know I've talked to a lot of people that have had the same saying by their parents, is that I'll give you a reason to cry about something. Like, why do you think that was something that was played for our collective?
In order to understand emotions, the collective had to completely polarize to the opposite end of not understanding your emotions so that we could bring it back into balance. So, parents didn't understand, they didn't have a level of understanding of what they were even saying because they didn't know how to handle their own emotions. And they were raised from an early age saying that um that's either how they were parented or they just truly didn't know any other way to parent a child. And so that's why there's such a generational change happening because if you're an observer or the newer generations are able to step back and be the observers to these kind of interactions and to these kind of experiences, whereas your parents, that was still a generation that was stuck in that emotional trauma and didn't understand how to work through their emotions. They're telling me they didn't have the emotional intelligence yet